Folks, welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. I'm here at Emperor's Palace with Neil de Beer, the leader of the UIM. Let me ask you this question, Neil. Very interesting. Professor Gumeda talked a lot about the challenges and some of the contentious points, but what I saw up on stage was 7 parties that seem to have agreed on a vision, a plan to go forward, and key tenets of what you hope to achieve.
It's called language, and I'm not talking about English or Afrikaans. We have to create our own language. I remember in the military days, we created our own language. In politics, you must have a language. What we've got here is, unbelievably, in 2 days, we are speaking the same language. Our biggest challenge is to lose that language, and I think you will know, effective, immediate communication is of paramount need. And if we don't do that between each other and outside, then we are in trouble. But today, we spoke the same language.
Well, going forward next year, it seems like a good start, but there are a number of parties that didn't come to the table today for whatever reasons. But you did leave an open invitation to parties that are outside the tent at the moment, parties I would imagine like maybe the UDM, COPE, and ACDP, for them to come forward and join the crowd.
BOSA, Rise Mzansi.
See, there's lots of them.
There are many. Invitations were extended, Chris. But right now, we have again publicly re-established that invite on the condition that they speak our language, that they formulate the same code, and that we have the same values. That invite is open, and we will welcome that. I'm telling you now where we are today, 50 plus 1. I know it is actually plausible.
Now, there was a question by several journalists about what if a party doesn't get to this threshold, which isn't even the law right now, this 1 or 2%. It's something that I believe that Mr. Labisa actually pointed out, or is it Dr. Hernevold pointed out, is that it's being bandied about by the ANC, possibly because they're frightened. But even if that comes into play, I would imagine that the participants here would still remain part of this coalition, even if they didn't get a seat in Parliament. Is that a reasonable expectation?
Well, the UIM is in local government, so we've taken that step. We are in 3 metros. So to us, life continues to serve our people that put us in local government. So we mustn't forget that. Number 2, the threshold debate is fear. If you don't fear opposition, why are you trying to legal and law and abide conditions to it? Open it. Let us meet each other fair and square in a ballot box, and we define there who stands after that fight.
Well, there you go. There was something very interesting here that came up in the course of this Professor Gumeda talked about earlier today, and it came up during the question and answer session. That was about lifestyle audits and merit-based deployments. What are your thoughts on those 2 things?
Oh, absolutely. But the lifestyle audit shouldn't just end up by people running the country. In my opinion, every person that works in government should open him or her to a lifestyle audit because they serve a country, they serve the people, and we want to make sure that you are living the life according to your means and not above it. So the UIM's position, maybe not currently this group, but my position is, you employed by government, you will be open to lifestyle audits. This is a fact, undisputed, and we will work towards that.
And a final question here. As you go forward, the UIM came out of nowhere and captured more seats than you actually thought you might be able to do in the municipal elections. How are things progressing for your party? Are you getting any kind of groundswell? Is there support building? I would imagine you have support in the Western Cape, but is it growing elsewhere?
Western Cape, Gauteng, now Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal. Those are the areas that we are currently very strong. And Chris, you've been with us in interviews since actually day 1. When I went out of a garage and we became. So, here we are. We have grown probably 300 times. We know it. We will get our threshold no matter what. But here's the thing. People are tired of wishy-washy politics. Our country is at a point. We cannot allow this anymore. This is why we are together. A defining moment, Chris, in a country that is either going to make it next year or continue to break it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Neil de Beer, the leader of the United Independent Movement here in South Africa, with his thoughts on the multi-party charter for South Africa. The social tag for it now is #Charter24. Neil, thank you for your time.
Chris, always good and hope to see you soon again.
All right, thank you very much. Cheers, everybody.